nice. Looking at a little... Oh, music. Oh yeah, there's hold music in the Discord. Right, why isn't the virtual camera working? Because it's not on. Come on, mate, get a grip. Get a grip. There we go. We've loaded. Oh yeah. Alright. Amazing. It looks like it's working. Looks like we're live. We've got a typer. Who is that typing? Who's that typing? Disable. It's Gruncho. Good evening from the UK. Lord God Groucho. How you doing, bro? The UK. Yeah, it is quite late there, actually. It's 9 PM for you. Exactly 9 PM. Exactly 9 PM. It's funny, isn't it? It's 7 AM for me the next day. Groucho. I still can't pronounce it. Groucho Marx. Wasn't that the anti-fascist guy? I don't know history very well on that front anyway. Alright, where are we here? Let's get rid of that. This is some stuff I was looking at this morning. Let's have a look. Black and white films. Oh, my wife would know him extremely well, and she'd know him pretty much probably all of his works. My wife's a film and television teacher, so yeah, she'd know who that is and probably most of their works. And she loves like film noir and what was his name? The oh god, Hitchcock, things like that. Alright, let me just change the Discord window. Where's the Discord window gone? Click. There it is. Alright. So this has got some filters on. I'm going to change it so that I get both the Discord and, just going to blow your mind, and the YouTube chat up as well. So, how do I crop? That's the top, isn't it? Okay, we do that. Okay. So now what's this? Left? Okay. Do that. It's interesting that it's now caught a little bit of the inside of the actual chat window when we're not even... Huh. Alrighty. So if I do that, I just end up with... Oh, okay, it's not too bad, I guess. A little bit of a scroll bar, alright. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, last week was... I did not sleep well. I did not sleep well. When I go to bed before on Saturday night before the stream itself essentially plays on my mind, and so that's effectively affects me in that way. Can I? No. Okay. Why is it? Ah, right. There we go. There we go. So we're getting a little bit more now. We can make it a bit bigger too. And if we increase that now, so we just get a little bit of the chatter. We're playing around live on stream, ladies and gentlemen. This is live stream editing. This is state of the art editing. How are you doing, Lord? Lord. I'm a lord, don't you know? Let's do another window capture. Let's do YouTube live chat as the name we shall give it. And we shall attempt to capture studio dot... Oh, that's not going to work every time, but that's okay. Means I'm going to have to find that window every single time. That's alright. Let's see if we can fit it inside of here. That's probably not going to be very visible, but it's also quite wide. Oh no. It's not as nice as the Discord one, is it? Couldn't put it down here, that would be dumb. Do you know what? Get rid of it. We're not doing it. We're gonna hide it. Hide it. Be gone. We're gonna stick with delete everything. Delete everything. Get rid of it. Dragon has spoken. Delete all. He's right. Just delete it. Let's get rid of it. Let's go to these filters again. Where's that? Come on, scroll. You can do it. Uh-oh, did that? Yeah, I didn't. Okay, okay. Oh, we're nearly there. Yeah, look at that. There we go. My extremes. There we go. I'm at the bottom of the chat. Look at that. You're all higher and above me. It's the chat descending upon me. Alright. Right, we're going to look at this bloody bot that you lot keep complaining about. Oh, actually, that's the chat's probably not going to be of much use playing around with this bot. Alright, Discord bot Yab? Yag? This one? It's a good gift choice. Oh, look at the background. Why is... I guess I'm covering a bit of the screen, I guess. Okay, that's fine. Alright, yet another general purpose Discord bot. Alright, why should I use this? Come on, Dragon. Come on, mate. You were the one that suggested this. What's going on here? What am I looking at? Why do I care? Let's have a look, right? Okay, yet another general purpose Discord bot is an advanced configurable Discord bot providing a load of useful features for help with managing. So because it's better than Me6. Okay, it's got premium. I think I pay for premium actually on Me6. Used it years ago. I just implemented it and it just worked. Like it successfully banned Phil yesterday. Probably a good thing. Can assure you. Premium for Me6 vomit. Oh, here we go. Look at this. It's vomiting everywhere. It's getting sick just because I'm buying things with my money. Feeds, fast Reddit feeds, fast YouTube feeds. Join, leave messages, specific channel. Direct messages on join. Okay, that's pretty basic so far. Self-assignable roles. This feature is very advanced. You can either give yourself a role with a command or with a role menu. Role menu. Hi, I'm a role menu. I'm here to serve you. Okay. That's automatic moderator. Very configurable auto moderator. For each rule, you can set auto moderator to mute, kick, or ban after a certain number of violations within a certain time frame. Okay, same as Me6 so far. Custom commands starts with contains exact match regex, dynamic response, useful or automatic responses to questions, command aliases, or other fun stuff. Well, okay then. So far, pretty much the same. Not gonna lie. Oh. Yes. General moderation, kick ban, yeah, kick ban, clean. Get rid of that. Sorry, just a distracting window. It does everything that music does. It really does, doesn't it? Greybeard, welcome back, Greybeard. General kick, yeah, it does. It's got Cafax. Okay, that's good. Right, okay. But why would I use it though? Oh god, what do you mean? I just want. I clicked on premium and now it wants to join the bot to my server. Oh, it wants me to authenticate. Right, okay. Alright, fine. Alright. So, Tech Lounge. There goes my retinas. Add bots to the server critical. That's just adding it. But I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to do that yet. I don't want to do that yet. What does premium? I want you to tell me what premium. What? Psychosomatic. Now I'm psychosomatic because I clicked on premium. What is going on? Status, documentation, okay. There might be some premium features of Me6 that this one has for free. Let's have a look. Self-sustainable roles, YouTube video custom commands, simple responses, conditional branching, command arguments, premium perks. How to get premium. Okay, let's have a look. General trade goodies, triggers, CCs. These are message edit, retroactive, order roll, scan and assignment, access to priority support channels on our support server, $5 and above, subscription only. Extended limits, message cache duration. Is it XYZ? There it is. Dashboard. I mean, don't get me wrong. Me6 has got a lot of useless stuff in it in terms of like all like the Web3 stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and say it's pretty much far more advanced. See, it's all this Web3 stuff which I don't really care about. Monetization, I guess, it's cool. I guess it integrates with far more social networks if you want that. Ask GPT. Polls, embedded messages, search anything, record. Easily save your important voice conversations, epic moments and jokes with just one click, baby. Help, reminders, statistics channels, temporary channels. Yeah, like the temporary channels can be useful to compare the two. Activate temporary channels and you add on the mod, turn on the plugin per se. Invite tracker, custom commands, automations are quite good. I think automations that you can go sort of like a welcomer, you know, a starboard, a thread joiner. I think you can do like when someone clicks a button, gains a role, joins a voice channel, creates a thread. So you can do like joins a voice channel. First condition if the user has all of these roles. If the user like, this is pretty nice. Me6 is pretty advanced. Not sure what YAG is gonna get me, to be honest. If that's any different. Yeah, probably. The only one I would say is you've got to pay a little bit extra to customize the bot, but because I customized it so long ago, I don't have to worry about that. That's the one thing they did do. They charged a little bit extra for you to be able to like rename the bot and stuff. They added it on as an extra thing, but because I did that so long ago, it's just active anyway, so I don't need to really worry about that. Things like leaderboards are good. I think that's all done. Welcome channel, welcome and goodbye. Reaction roles I think I've set up. I think it's this one here, get verified. Yeah, this one here. So when you click on it, it gives you the guest role and stuff like that. Seems to be the server, like, so the tech lounge is pretty simple. The servers go, and you can probably tell by given the sheer number of people that are on the server, it's actually really, really quiet. I don't particularly know why. It just is really quiet. I guess people just don't engage as often. Like if I go over to, I mean I won't because it will disrupt the chat window, but if I go over to like Python Japanese Academy, it's enormous. It's got like 100,000 members on it, and it's just pumped. Like hovering over it right now, there are 25 people in voice. There are 3 separate screen shares, and there are 6 people doing activities on that server. If I go to the that's Japanese Academy, that one's probably quite big, but the Japanese Academy is pretty busy, and so, but Tech Lounge in comparison is like super not busy basically. How do I getting notifications at the moment? How do I do not notify? Till tomorrow. Thanks. Sweet. Unless you want some specific, I don't think there's a problem with Me6. We just love to hate on it because it's everywhere. It's pretty bad reputation for diverse reasons, and no one likes to be bonked by a bot. I think it's true, but I think unfortunately, given the sheer scale of people that are able to get to a Discord server versus the amount of people that are able to moderate that server across multiple time zones, you sort of need something. You need a degree of automation, unfortunately. What's this AI thing that they're doing? See, they do have all this extra stuff. You know, bronze, $3 a month. You get 50 fast AI text generations a month, 50 fast AI images and stuff. You're going to get all this shit, right? Everything's going to be adding all this kind of garbage in. Or yeah, AI integrations into your server and stuff like that. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. I want to check something, man. Because I'm going to say 192.168.89.4, I think. It's my WoW server. I think that's gonna need a good kick if it's a system CTL. Sudo system restart world server. No, that's the wrong password. I just mean that people hate Meeseeks because it's everywhere, and if they get bonked, it's probably Meeseeks. Yeah, it's very true. Don't get me wrong. To be perfectly honest with you, though, like I would actually say I find it more annoying getting bonked by a human. Like I was on a Japanese server, probably about a month ago, a Japanese learning server, and one of the guys on there, the actual founder of the server, it's quite a big server, was absolutely obsessed with rejecting all things AI. And so if you mentioned AI in your if you mentioned that you were using AI during your Japanese learning process, 7-hour time, like 12-hour timeout, just timeout immediately with a big like message or hand typed out. Brr, 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 brr. Didn't even like have a predefined message that the bot would be like brr, like that. He would sit there and be like brr, 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 brr. And that actually irritated me more because he's just wasting so much human time and effort on hating on people using AI to learn things versus just using a bot to do it. Like if you really hate AI that much, just create a command that you can run that you target at a person silently behind the background, and it times them out and sends them a DM or something, or just puts a message in a private channel to them and just says, hey, you've been timed out because of blah blah blah. Make an AI handler. Effectively, that's how much he hated AI, is because he wouldn't even use bots. And I actually found that more irritating than just having a bot just go, hey, you can't just talk about AI here, you've been timed out for 12 hours. I'd still be irritated. I was still irritated. I just left the server and found 2 even better ones that were 4 times the scale. I had no such rules and nicer people. But yeah. So some people just proper hate on bots. I get what you mean though. One thing I find quite scary is and I always think about this when you have large scale. Actually, that's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to set up another system today. Actually, yeah, let's do that. I want to show you guys something that I need setting up. I'll finish my thought though, and it'll feed nicely into what we're about to do. Meeseeks is on so many servers, right? Like, as you pointed out, it's just everywhere. If you think about how many servers Meeseeks on, and you think about all of the information it has access to, statistics, information on people, man, like, who has access to that data? And what can it see? How many of the messages that are being sent are they just storing as well? Who can see them? Who can have access to it? It's kind of funny. Like, I'm not trying to get all like deep state or conspiratorial, but if you think of like the CIA and GCHQ and CESG and ASD and things like that, like if you wanted to get access to that kind of information, and so if you want to get access to 21.3 million estimated servers and all of the messages on them without going directly to Discord and working with them, because I believe Discord is somewhat partially owned by Chinese interests, then you would just set up a bot like Meeseeks, right? Like if you're the CIA, you can easily have a clandestine operation set up whereby you put 10 million into a startup that sets up a bot that just has such good features, such easy integrations, that people can't not adopt it. 21.3 million of them, and then off you go. You have trouble. Hey mate, thanks for popping over. We were just talking about Me6 and how amazing it is. I really appreciate your recommendation to use Me6. Thank you very much. We're now using it even more harder than we were before, thanks to your recommendation, Trouble. Thank you. You're a good lad. Thank you. But yeah, and the same applies to this Eve Wanderer map. Let me find this. So in Eve Online, which is, well, I'm going to set this up because I need to set it up. Where's the GitHub? Hey, where's the GitHub? Yeah, we need to set this up. If you think about this as well, right? I play a lot of Eve Online. I'm gonna load up the launcher now. Actually, minimize that. If you think about the access that Me6 has and the people who own it have access to all of those things, with something like Eve Online, there's a similar concept in things like this, like mapping, like actually mapping systems that you fly to. And I just sort of think, if you use the hosted version, can these people see your in-game characters, and can they sell that information? Right, like they're hosting it for you. We're going to host it now. We're going to do it right now. Right, Wanderer Community Edition. Let's head over to this. This is the Wanderer LT News Community Edition. We're introducing a free, as in be a self-hosted MOT Wanderer Community Edition, installation instructions, release notes. Okay, cool. I think people already did that. People already did what? What did they do? Through Docker. Okay, you don't have to be a Docker expert to launch your own instance. Thank you. Proxmox, because Docker's so hard. Oh no. It's unsafe. I've been hacked. Sell information about people gotten on Discord to gain advances someplace like a game. Yeah, absolutely. Lord, I haven't played Eve for about 3 years. I've been playing it for probably about 3 years, roughly. It's an amazing game. Absolutely love it. If they bundle features that are hosted on their servers, they can indeed see everything you send over. Yeah, and I just sort of think, like, how much insight do they get into your, like, especially with Eve, into your, like, character? How much insight do they get, and you know, could they sell that intel on the back end and be like, oh, I know this player's over here, because it's tracking you through space right where you are. Wow, you played from launch. Wow, wowzer. Let's have a look at a template. You've got a Debian base, WebGo. Let's go with just the Debian base. We'll clone it. We'll make it a thin clone. We've got a wow. Let's go with 602, and we'll call it Wanderer. In fact, I'm gonna let you guys. Did you know Anarchy servers of Minecraft? Like, do you know the Anarchy servers of Minecraft? Like, no, I don't know them. I'm gonna create a poll in here. Question. Can that? No, I don't think you can. Alright, you've got 5 minutes before I create this VM. Pick a name for it. It's going to be hosting Wanderer, which is an open source Eve map tracking tool that I'm going to use. But you get to pick the name of the VM. While I look at Anarchy servers of Minecraft, like 2B2T. Is it going to be enough? Is it going to be safe for work? Can I look at it on the stream? No, it's not going to be safe for work. Okay, let me bring it over to the side then. You definitely can't see that over here. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let me have a look. 2 builders, 2 tools. As a Minecraft server world never resists with a PvP enable free for all environments. Okay. All right. So the official server should be safe, but bounty hunter. What do you mean, Lord? Is that what you were? You were a bounty hunter, or you were? That was what your character was called? No way. Have you got a character called Bounty Hunter in EVE Online? That's amazing. Can I have that character if you don't play anymore? Modifications, issues. Okay, what do we do? Let's have a look. About. Okay, about. We're gonna go to about. Oh, you're gonna call a server bounty hunter. Is that the name of the VM you were thinking of? Yeah, yeah. Okay, sorry, Lord. Yeah, no, just clicked on the fact that I actually. I think Dragon suggested we call it no, and I think he suggested also we call it maybe. Trouble's suggestion is the official website should be safe. That's pretty long VM name. Lord's second suggestion, that's my suggestion for the VM name. Okay, it's a bit meta, but it's basically like a public server where everyone can join and have no rules. Anyone can do anything from hacking to actually doing illegal stuff. Okay. That sounds okay. So there's a regular survival server. Shortly after Mojang released multiplayer and its server software, initially the server was primarily hosted for just a few friends to explore Minecraft. A few months later, it was decided to make the server public, inviting players to do whatever they wish to the world to allow the destruction before it would shut down. Shortly after, a tiny community was formed, and it was decided that the server would remain online as long as there remained player interest. Since then, the server has been on the same world. The exact date of when the world was created has been lost to time. It is estimated to be late 2010, with some players speculating early 2011. For purchase and shop questions, they've got a shop? Why have they got a shop? What's in the shop? Priority queue. Oh, okay. It's that popular that they can sell priority queue access. Evender. You want me to call the server Evender? Okay. So we've got Bounty Hunter, we've got a vendor, and then we've got Trouble suggestion of the official website should be safe. Okay. 58 gig. What the? Okay. The world has 14 years and the size of 58 gig and 948,000 players visiting at least once the IP to connect. Holy moly. Call it Bob. Oh, yeah. Now, if you can, I think I know why you want me to call it Bob Lord. Lord, sorry. I think I know why you want me to call it Bob. Has that got anything to do with wormholes by any chance? They used to have like 200 player cap, but then moved to full fork of their software, and now they have like 400, 500 players on constantly. Ah, yes. In Bob we trust. Good old Bob. Good old Bob. Wow. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Well, I don't think I'm going to pay $20 a month to get priority, but it's quite interesting that it's so insanely... Oh, they've got a subreddit. Okay, let's have a look at the subreddit. So how, like... So effectively, it looks like it's in, like, just like people can just create their own, like, islands and stuff. The world's 12 years old now with a size of 28 gig. Wow, even the subreddit's not been updated. Damn. I think it's mostly okay for me to show on stream. It seems to be okay. Like, even the subreddit itself has a lot of, has a lot of sensitivity to it, so that's fine. Yeah, okay. So effectively it's just a big open world that people can just do whatever they want in. Anyway, because it's PvP and hacking is allowed, it got very intense with hidden bases and everything, breaking the algorithm of the world generation to find bases based on bedrock placements and stuff like that. Anyway, I started this because there was an instance where a Discord bot got breached or something, and the bot was in a lot of teams' Discord servers, and they sold the data from the bots to find player bases. That's amazing. You could literally sit here for a week talking about 2B lore. Largest Minecraft Anarchy server. That is pretty goddamn cool. Not gonna lie, that's really, really cool. Okay, the server's being called Bob. Done. Bob it is. We've got to give Bob an IP now. We're just gonna get 8.5, I think. I wonder how the spawn looks now on the server. Connect and find out. I dare you. Double dare you. It's being called Bob. You won. Welcome to Grub. I'm a bit of a scrub. Last time it was an obsidian. It was an obsidian maze. Bloody hell. That's kind of cruel because you can't just start. You can't just start punching your way through obsidian, right? Isn't that like pretty tough or something? I don't even remember the thing, you know. Don't even remember the password. That was the point. Yeah, I figured it would be like you wouldn't be able to actually get out of it. Gotta remember the root password now. Did I note it down anywhere? Freaking out so. It's an old template. Bad password. It probably is bad password. I think I just tried that though. I usually use bad password. God damn it. The lab. Oh, here we go. Reveal. Okay. Let's see if I was good enough to... Ha! I actually stored it in one password. Dragon's underwear. No. Get out of here. Get out of here, you with your underwear. Alright. Let's do add user Superman. Yeah. You might have noticed that I always create a Superman user. User mod, append groups. Oh, actually, get ENT group. Is there a wheel? I don't think there will be actually. Ooh, that's a good point. I wonder if, because I don't think there'll be sudo, right? Yeah, there's nothing, no default. So then if I just, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll do everything as Superman for now. But let me just do apt update. Change the host name as well. Our Discord notification sounds intended. I don't hear any. Oh, it's because he's listening via the YouTube stream. No, not really. Let me... No, you're right. Sorry, I'm hearing them, but I didn't even click that would be an issue for you. And you're right, that would be absolutely mental. Because you'll be like, is that me or is that you? Yeah, sorry. Notifications, enable desktop notifications. I'm just going to get rid of them on the desktop actually. All messages, only direct messages. Yeah, okay. Disable all sounds, all notifications. Yeah, I've done that now. Alright, let me see if that this is super cool. Hey, Merch, this is super cool. How do you go live on Discord this way? Correct, Dragon is correct. Yeah, I have mine off, but it's just kind of annoying. Yeah, sorry, Trouble. Yeah, it's a good catch. They should be disabled now. I was hearing them, and then I'm like, I just didn't consciously think, oh yeah, that's going to go through the stream, and you guys on YouTube are going to be like checking your phones and stuff. So thanks for that. Yeah, Dragon is correct. I'm using OBS as a virtual webcam. This might get a bit meta, but there, like that. So there's me, bottom right. So obviously the control panel on the bottom here, and then obviously the main window, and then the chat here, me, text, etc. There's all like blah blah blah, and then there's a virtual webcam button here. Yeah, they're still here, aren't they? They are still here, you're right. I know what I can do. If I do that, let me click away. So when you guys say something, just like put some chat in there, Trouble. Say anything you want, type something and send me a message. Yeah, there you go. I just silenced the Discord window. in Linux. Literally the bottom left down here. Down here, like I literally just muted the actual window. Poo. Yeah, I get that, but usually in Discord, you join a room and show your screen. In this case, you're live, like a live stream, not a standard chat room. Yeah, so I'm showing my webcam, but I'm using my, instead of having a webcam where you're just seeing my face, OBS is exposing a virtual webcam that's made up of the whole video canvas. And so instead of it being my actual webcam, which means you just get me, you're getting the whole thing. So like if I change it to that, if I can, that, it'll load and you won't see me because OBS has locked the webcam, so that's why you're probably just not seeing anything. But you would just have me. But if I go back to the virtual camera, then you get everything. Yeah. And this is a stage channel. Yeah, basically illegal cheating. Yeah, I'm illegal cheating basically. I'm speedrunning Discord. And life. It feels it sometimes. Okay, what IP have we got here? How the f do you change the IP on Debian this time? Debian change IP address. It's been a while. I'm a bit of a CentOS rel guy, so network interfaces. That's the one. All right, CD. It's network. Woo, network. Interfaces. I'm probably not gonna have Vim, am I? No, I don't think so. Yeah, interfaces. Okay. Oh no. It uses DHCP. Okay. Ah, stage channel. That is one I needed to know. That's cool. I didn't know Discord had stage channels. Ah, okay. Is there something different about stage channel? Oh, I see what you mean because of the layout of the. You mean the layout of it in Discord, where I'm at the top and it's got the audience on the bottom. That's what you were referring to. Overlaid in OBS, nice. Yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean now. Sorry, Merge. I didn't quite. Yeah. Guild needs to be community guild to have it. Just guild needs to be community. It actually doesn't. It actually doesn't need to be a community guild because the Tech Lounge isn't a community guild / server anymore. I actually turned off the community features because they were really annoying. So it's not, honestly. I tell you, server settings, community, enable community. Are you building a community? Get started. I disabled it because it was friggin' annoying. So we're not a community, and you can create a. You can make it only if it's community. Are you sure? I've got one. We're in one right now. We're definitely not a community server because I specifically turned it off. Channel type. Well, maybe it's just because it's old then. Ha! That's kind of funny. I don't know. Can I create a new one? Maybe I can't. I've never really tried, to be honest with you. This one's just existed for all of time and space. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't see the option. I actually didn't even notice that. Okay. Yeah, cool. Works for me. That's nice. So if I have a voice channel then, I mean, I can still do the same thing though, really, with just a standard voice channel. I mean, it doesn't have to be a stage to operate, for this to work though, right? Oh, I hate the forum feature anyway in Discord. I really don't like that feature at all. I don't see the point of having the forum feature in Discord servers. I sort of get it. I can sort of see why some communities would. I can sort of see why some communities would benefit from it, but like the Azeroth core server said it. Stage channels. It's just that the I don't know. Like for me, Discord is like just. For me personally, it's just advanced IRC. It's just a better alternative to IRC and Slack. Well, Slack is so shit. I hate Slack. It's so bad. What are we going here? Yeah, this is what we need, basically. Oh, can't copy paste it in. Alright. Where are we? Alright. Static. Yeah. Then we're going to go address 192.168.89. wow, 5, I think. 1, 2, 1, 6, 8, 9, 5. Netmask. Oh god, why has it got this weird? Is that on insert mode or something? Oh my god, what is going on? That's so weird. Okay. Wow. Okay. Thanks. Vi. Vi's so good. Where are we? Gateway. 192.168.89.1. Was it .2 on this network? I can't remember. DNS. Go back. Go back. DNS-7. Okay. DNS. Huh? Okay, that'll probably be IF down then, won't it? I'm pretty certain .8, .5 isn't being taken. I'm pretty certain. Okay. Right. Let's do update again. Let's see if we can actually update its packages this time. Probably be better off as a stage channel than normal voice. Do not get me started on Slack. Yeah, Slack is gross. Yeah. Oh well. Look, if it comes to it for some reason, this channel disappears, then I'll just turn on community again. We meet the criteria for community, but the annoying thing about community is I was trying to fiddle. Like it was like, oh, you have to have like a minimum number of like public channels on your Discord and stuff like that, and it got really annoying. Like I had to like select so many things, and then when I wanted to use Me6 to then say, well, if they tick this, they then get a role, it really conflicted with the community thing. I just found it really confusing. But if you want to go ahead and have a think about what the community settings would look like and how you'd like to see the server laid out and how you think it would be better, then go for it. We can totally do that. But yeah, I'm glad you like it, Merch. I do agree that I do like the stage. It is pretty good. The forum feature is not very useful, but there's some instances where it's very helpful, especially for a managerial point of view, especially because the title input works like a search feature. People that don't actually search before asking. For people that don't actually search before asking. Yeah, that's true. When I started working as a full stack, I had to start using Slack. I do not turn my PC off and have speakers as default audio output. I was going batshit insane trying to figure out what the odd sound was. Turned out to be Slack notification. Yeah. Yeah, you mean the sound that Slack makes, like its default notification, the 3 clicky things? Fucking annoying. Alright, we want Docker. The goddamn clicks. Yeah, they send you insane. They send you insane. They send you mental. Alright. Docker Power Package Builder for Debian. Docker Clean. Docker Compose. Docker Compose. Haha. Imagine installing that. Why would you even need that? Linux container runtime. Docker.io. Is that what I need? God, I hate Docker. Well, I don't hate it, but I just hate people's use of it. And I've had to convince work that we really don't need to be using Docker to install in air-gapped client machines. It's a jar file. Just put it in the right place and turn it on. What the fuck do you need Java for? What the hell do you need friggin' Docker for? Let's give this a shot. Containerd. Hopefully it just works. Yes, the default one. Oh my god. What are we even doing today? It's a good question. I'm probably going to self-host a Wanderer instance for my EVE Online obsession. Which Lord would understand. That I'm addicted to EVE Online. Docker PS. Yeah, okay, so Docker's running. Brilliant. Get ENT, what are we doing here? Get ENT group. Is there now a Docker group? There is. My microphone's in the way. Get out the way. User mod dash a G Docker Superman. Yeah, sweet. Okay, let me just. Oh, and host name as well, of course. Host name. It's gonna be called Bob. We'll go with lowercase. And we'll vim host name. Oh, actually, I didn't install Vim. Yeah, I really wanted Vim. Bring this up here, actually. Install Vim. Yeah. Do it, Lord. Just go in an alpha account. The only thing I don't like about Slack is the huddles caller doesn't work properly if you have multiple devices. It happened multiple times when someone would call me out, except on a laptop, but the phone kept ringing. Yes. Yesterday I took a call on mine, on my laptop. My phone had rang, and because my AirPod Maxes were connected to the phone, because I was listening to music, it accepted the call on the laptop, but was sending the audio to the phone. What's that about? Get a grip on your life. Okay, Bob. Alright, let's give this bad boy a reboot. A rebooter. For me, it starts ringing on my phone and then disappears into thin air, and browser version keeps running. Oh, amazing. Simply beautiful. Gotta love me a bit of Slack. Gotta love me a bit of Slack. Alright, we're now on Bob. Great, we're now on Bob. Brilliant. Alright, what are we doing today? We're hosting this. Wanderer. Community Edition. And you're gonna love it. Even though you don't play EVE Online. Community Edition is designed to be self-hosted with Docker. You don't have Docker to launch your instance. You should have basic underscore command line and networking. All hail Bob! Okay. Server must have a CPU with external ARM architecture, support SCO2 or equivalent Neon instructions. No, you shouldn't need any of those things. We recommend using a minimum of 1 gig of RAM. We tested this on Linux, but it hasn't been very work. I actually have no idea. You know, I just realised I have no idea what the specs of this server is. What did you create? 2 CPUs and 1 gig of RAM. Okay, fine, whatever. I've got the 1 gig of RAM minimum then, so could suck it. Luckily, Boss is showing interest in Discord for the community, which might be a key in talking them into switching us to Discord too. Wow, that's quite good for a company to be using Discord internally. Never played EVE recently. I've been thinking of trying it, but I don't know. Too much work. I highly disagree with Discord for company. Yeah, I don't think Discord's that appropriate for a company. I'm not sure how that's going to work. It's an amazing system, but it'll be interesting to see it working. EVE is sort of a lot of work, but you don't. Only if you make it a lot of work. It's a game that sort of lets you almost do anything you want. It's like a sandbox. It's pretty good. Okay, clone and why have I got? Okay, Docker compose. Yeah, yeah. Configures Wanderer itself. Why wouldn't you just? Okay. Oh, I don't have Git. I'm gonna have Git, am I? Yeah, I do have Git. Oh my god, I have Git, guys. Guys, I have Git. Wanderer. Okay, get good, baby. Maybe one day you get good. Lol. Bash profile. Come on, profile. Yeah. Let's actually do this. Yeah, that'll do. Go down the bottom. Aliases, fine. There's an alias. Piss off. What? Why are you saving it like that? That's retarded. Aliases. That'll do for now. I just want us to do that. I just want to type LL. I'm just so used to typing it now. Isn't it one of those games where if you want to do anything meaningful, You have to join a faction, and join a faction to get responsibilities of protect this outpost, go mine for 2 hours. No, not really. That's I don't know, like Lord and I can give you a bit of insight. Yes and no. Like, you don't have to do that at all. Like, I was in a corporation until like yesterday, and then I decided to quit, and I'm just going to go off and do my own thing in Thera, which is a big wormhole system. I can show you the game, like, because I'm gonna have to run the game in order to test this Wanderer. But you can do anything you want. You can be completely solo. You can run around PvPing on your own. There's loads of people that aren't in corporations and just hunt other players and attack them in space and get attacked. And you can choose to mine and go into industry where you can build stuff, very complicated stuff that takes a long time to build. I had someone who I used to work with who spent 3.5 years solo mining everything required to build a Titan ship. So he spent 3.5 years training into it, mining everything, and then building his own Titan. And it took 3.5 years. Literally took 3.5 years. I'd rather run around as a cat girl in Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, totally understand. Yeah, I've got a cat girl in Final Fantasy 14. I switched from Fedora to Arch to Linux. Trying Arch at the moment. Yeah, cool. I just played on my own, or with my brother. Totally open world game. Cat girl gang. Cat girl gang. Right, let's have a look at the config. Wanderer. Vim. Web app URL. Is that web app URL? Web app URL. Is that web app URL? Like, do you just want an IP, or are you happy with? Hang on, let me think about this. I just want this locally, so that I can look at it and be done with it. So can I just do? Should we just do that, right? Secret key. Oh, guys, I can't show you my secret key. Don't look, okay? Okay. Don't open your eyes yet, okay? Yeah, I'm going to leave the 0 in there. It makes it more secret. No, there's no 0 in there. You did not see. You did not see anything. You did not see anything. Okay. Eve client ID and Eve secret. Okay, I actually can't show you those things. Let's just do the rest. Core configuration, server port 8000. Actually, sure. Database configuration. Okay, but it's Docker Compose though, right? So you're going to bring up a database. Yes, cool. So I'm not going to deal with any of that. You're going to create a volume and everything so that everything's persistent. This is why I don't like Docker. Postgres password Postgres. Now I can change this. Most people don't. They're using volumes automatically straight off the bat. Most people don't, and then they wonder where the data's gone when the container's shut down. Most people don't use custom networking. These guys do. This is an example of why I like Docker when it's being done properly like this. But most of the time I dislike Docker Compose and Docker because most people don't go to this extra effort to change things. Like, I could change that password, but given that I'm running it on a VM at my feet for just me to use, it's completely irrelevant. But this kind of thing, just because it's somewhat like automated, it makes people lazy. That's a cute cat girl. Hey, that's a pretty good bit of gear. Is that from a Savage or an Ultimate? Wanderer, database, custom route, base URL. Okay. They should make it a prompt for passwords instead of just putting them in there. That would be good, right? If Compose had an automatic, okay, you need to give us a value for this field. Volumes, networks. Let me go and read the thing. Right now, that looks like this. Okay. Let's do as it asks and populates required fields. API key. The following screens annotation version. Just follow Google. Your online developer portal. Yeah. All right. Let me get a copy of that. Copy link. dress. Don't think so. I think it's mostly dungeon gear. Dyes do very heavy lifting. Yeah. There was also a trick as well where I had I got myself a relic weapon, like the first stage of a relic weapon, and it's got sparkly on it, and it's like, ooh, but it doesn't sparkle when it's on your back. But there's a macro where you can, if you take it out and sit down at the same time, and put it back on your back again at the same time, when you stand up, it sparkles and sits on your back. I don't even play Dancer anymore. Speaking of Final Fantasy, I also have my own gathering tracker, very basic, but it was fun figuring out the math to convert real-time Azura time tracking. Ooh. Need your help, import node, item, zone. Is that it? What do I do with this? What do I do? Oh. Okay. Oh. It's not showing me anything. It's broken. Or I'm an idiot. Probably me being an idiot. Let me... Yes, unfortunately this one's going to have to open up over here. Yeah, go to here. Yeah. Okay, I know how to do that. Manage applications. Supposed to load data from GitHub. It could be a could be on my side. Could be getting blocked on my side. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just logging into Eve on the side here just to get a client ID. It's just like hold music that I'm doing. Oh, that's good. I like the way error 500 when I authenticated, but then when I went to log in, it was it's still authenticated. Lovely. Alright, create an application, stock manager development, create an application. Okay, we're going to create an application. I'm going to call it Internal Wanderer. It's going to be Internal Wanderer on 192.168.9.5. Callback URL. This is the only URL we will redirect to. Also, let me just see what they say in the docs here. Yeah. Are you running Eve through Steam on Linux, or are you using bottles? I use Steam. I find it just works. Get started. Yep. Yep. Okay. Okay. Choose a name. Enter description. Set connection type to authentication and API access. Eve off callback. Okay, let's just go HTTP. Oh, let me see if this guy. Okay, note that the callback here must be valid. Off Eve callback. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, 192.168.89.5. Yeah, I use Linux. I use Steam. Connection with API access. Okay, add the following permissions: SC location, read location, relocation, yeah, read ship type, yeah, SC search, easy SC search, yeah, search structures, okay, SC UI right waypoint, SC UI right waypoint. And it's a location read online. Sorry? Why did you separate those things? Yeah, save. Okay, cool. Let's go back to here. I'm gonna put that there. Okay, sorry guys, I just gotta do this on the side, that's all. Not that I don't love you. I do love you. I love you with all my heart. Oh. Okay, let's create a new Eve Wanderer internal. No! Internal app. Internal app. Okay. Great. Yeah, we'll do that. It's going to be called that. Thanks for that. And then we're going to create this. And then we're going to add that. And then we're going to create a copy of that. Put it in the notes. And we're going to save it. Boom! Okay, so now I can come over here and just... Oh, it does mouse integration. Brilliant. Love that. Alright. I can't see what you boys are up to, so yeah. What are you... More Capex? My god. More cat girl. Cool. Let's have a look. Disciple of the Land. I think I've seen Disciple of the Land. Can you send it to me? Maybe another channel. Are you running Eve through Steam? We'll give it a go through Steam then. Anyway, more cat girl. Ha! Good old cat girl. Alright, let me go back to the dev. So what do we then do? Permissions. That's an old ass set of screenshots. Details. Update run config. Yeah. Client secret. Please tell me that's fake. Yeah, I'm going to assume that that's fake. Required configuration. First, we generate secret key base. Oh, okay then. Well, we can do that, I guess, in order to actually make them real. Okay, it's getting me to... just two, right, okay, I see. I'm just generating secrets on the side. And you're not allowed to see them, because you're not authorized. Haha. Secret base key, okay. Base key. Key base. Secret key base, okay. Well, that's for. Cloak vault key. Password. Cloak vault key. It just seems like they've over-engineered this, but let's see. You're keeping secrets from us? I'm afraid I am. Yeah, got to. I've got to. It's a legal requirement of my parole conditions. Okay, save Vim. Let's secret key. Yeah, alright. Put that one there. I feel like all of these like additional secret, like cloak key, secret key base. I'm very intrigued as to what they're for. Very intrigued indeed. Okay, then now we can start everything together. I've got to create the network. Okay, Docker network. Create web. Are we really got to do that? I thought Compose would do that for you. Docker Compose. Okay. Docker Compose. -f Docker. You don't need to also do -f docker -compose.yaml. Isn't that just the default? Alright. 1 second. Where are we? Okay. Here we go. Here we go. What? What am I missing here? Apparently the Docker version on Debian doesn't actually have Docker Compose. 20? Version 20? How old is that? 2024? Wow, October 2024. But even still, Docker Compose, the Compose subcommand was added in time for that, wasn't it? No? I feel like it was. Oh well. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Claymore in the chat there, watching away. Not actually check the oh. Let that run. Okay. It's over here now. Okay, go away, back. Sweet. Alright. Let's see that 168,895. Was it 8,000? It's not secure, guys. We've been hacked again. There we go. Wanderer. So, I think you might like this Lord, actually. I think you'd really appreciate this. So I didn't click that, so I don't know why you did that. But I wanted to click on that. And then I wanted to click that. Yeah, well, I authorize that like that. Yeah, I authorize it. Something went wrong. Of course it did. Because as if it's just gonna work. Can you imagine if it just worked? How good would that be, Governor? Can you imagine if it just worked? Wow. Such work. Much good. Going to look at the logs on the side because, yeah. Okay, what don't you like? Cloak.vault.encrypt. It didn't like trying to encrypt something. Okay. Unknown error. Badog. Unknown cipher or invalid key size. Encrypted at one time ahead. Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it likes the key being used in the config. I could type Vim correctly. Let's try. I play Caldari in Eve. Book of 5. Variety of ships. What did you start as? From the nations. Caldari. Yeah, I went with Caldari as well. Let me. Where am I here? So, what didn't it like? You didn't like that? Okay. Come on. Why didn't you like it? It's 48 characters. In line with thy documentation. Okay, let's try a new key then. Recreating Wanderer. Okay. Let's see what happens. Just doing it on the side because I've got to go into videos and see like secret stuff that you guys aren't allowed to see. Because it's secret. Super secret. Alright. Oh, okay, what do we got here? Loading Wanderer app, Wanderer database already exists, successful, error report, invalid dash name given to URL. Alright, after Wanderer connected, okay. So if I now refresh, let's see if I can get in. Let's see if I can get in now. Whoa, man, not a good sign. I always find it interesting when like you have software that works if you just go and use the publicly hosted version that you can just use, and of course it just magically works, like it's all good and works fine, but then when you get the community edition one, it just happens not to work, and just like you follow their instructions and they just happen not to work, but it's super convenient for you to come back and use the online version where all your data goes who knows where, and when you get it working. What is the advantage of this when you get it working? It's for tracking yourself inside of oh, maybe I didn't do this then, fine. It's for tracking yourself through wormholes. I'll show you in a second. You need to authorize your first character. It's required to get characters for this. If you go on an administrator account. You can configure on an administrator account with your registered character ID like initialized. It uses EVE Online data to get information about chip systems. Go to the Wonder thingy. Okay, /admin. Okay. Welcome. Yeah, okay. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm not logged in, so basically Wonder instance will take some time to start. We'll create databases, run the migrations, populate. I can see how that will be really useful considering they can collapse. Yeah, it's incredibly powerful. Let's have a look here. So buffers. It's doing stuff. It just does not like. It's complaining about the key size. Unknown cipher or invalid key size. I'm guessing it's probably the key size, but I am. Yeah. No, I see where I've gone wrong. Okay, cool. I see where I've gone wrong. I see. Yeah. I see it. I've used 48 for the first key and 32 for the second, but I used 48 for the second as well because I wasn't paying attention. So, my own fault. My own fault. I apologize. I am sorry. What was that for? That's the key. That's the key. That's the cloak key. Okay, cool. All right. I was wrong. Fine. Let's do a good old Vimaroonie. That makes sense because I do know that things like AES is extremely sensitive. Keep blaming the community edition. Shut up. I made a mistake. Leave me alone. I'm an Englishman. I went through the English education system. Okay, it's not my fault. Not my fault. I can see how that would be really useful. Oh, yeah, I read that one. Sorry. Refresh. All right. Well, hopefully you're about to see it. So you load up, you get a map. It should go off to Eve and do stuff. All added characters will be automatically linked to your user account. You can't have the same character. Okay. That ain't a cat girl. Well, you got to use your imagination a bit better there, brother. You really need to learn to use your imagination a little bit better. All right, just a little bit there. Okay. All right. So once you've done that, we can start our instance now, but the request would be served over HTTP. Not cool. That's not cool, bro. If you use my imagination, it would get okay. Fine. That looks like that did it, I think. So what I can do now, Lord. So here's where it all begins. Lord of Lords. If I create a map, and then I call it Navis. Ugh. Default. Less than really, has it really got to be okay? Okay then. We'll just call it that. I'm the owner of it. There's nothing you can do about it. You can track everything. I'm going to track all, so it can track when you jump through wormholes. But you can also restrict it to just being things like gates. Allow only tracked characters. I don't know. I'm going to leave that as it is. So now what I can do is I can come in to here, and then I can say yes, I want you to track me. Follow. And it will follow where I am, right? So if I log in now, as you can see, I have 2 Omega accounts. Track, follow. Track, I think... follow will see as you jump, it'll go, oh, you moved. Whereas I think track is different. Does it use the Eve map style? It does not. That would be quite advanced. That would probably be quite hard to pull off in the browser. It would make it actually
connecting.
Fairly difficult. It would make it fairly difficult to render that in the browser, because I'll show, for those who don't play Eve, like Dragon for example, I'll show you the in-game map and then you'll get an understanding as to why you wouldn't be able to do that in the browser very easily. Won't it break copyright if it did that? Yeah, I mean, if you think of the style, if you looked at the style of it, yeah, but it's like a full-on, that's the abstract view. Yeah, it's not a small map, no, it's like 7,000 systems. So if I turn off the abstract view, if I turn on the abstract layout, you get like a flat. You effectively get like a flat disk, because how we sort of conceptually understand the universe. But if you then turn that off, you get the actual sort of real like height of things, and a bit more realistic as to what the disk would look like. Yeah, but the fact that you can move around in full 3D, I don't think that would work very well. Home station. And then you can sort of click on it and it zoom in, and then it becomes a solar system view. Well, maybe not, but I don't think it would render as well, because the idea behind something like Wanderer is you go, you know, where am I, effectively, and you want to be able to quickly look it up. So if we look here, it's got one character that's tracking, that's me in Thera. So if I go back to the game, I'm not going to be flying around in this because it's extremely heavy and bulky. Do you know what ship that is, Lord? Come on, Lord, can you tell me? Can you tell me what ship it is? Come on. What ship is it? What ship is it? Can you tell me, bruh? It's a Scorpio. It's definitely along those lines. Scorpion, if I remember. It is not. That is a Widow. That is the Widow. Widow. Kaldari Widow. I don't think there is a Scorpion, is there? There's a... Oh yeah, there is a Scorpion. Yeah. Correct, yeah. So it's effectively the Scorpion hull, but it's the Black Ops equivalent of it, yeah. Basically, yeah. I'm gonna leave that ship. So what we'll do now is we'll try and get to Jitta, and we should see it tracking where I am. So if you look at the top left, it tells me information about the system I'm in, who's in local. That won't work for wormholes. So in wormholes you can't see. Local does not work unless people speak. There's no signatures in Thera as of yet, because I've not added any. So there's my pod now. So that is effectively what you exist as in Eve. You're inside here. You're a clone inside of here. So there's a body inside of there, basically. Is that gold? What the fuck? Why do I have a gold pod? When did I get a gold pod? Huh? What happened there? Is it because I've got implants in? Training implants? Oh, which reminds me. That's in Jitta. You can't jump out of there though, can you? Yes, I'm happy to do that. Okay, when I jump to my Thera clone, because I've got implants in. Oh, I'm going to say, oh, I don't have implants in. That's right, I lost them. That's okay, we'll keep that clone in there. We'll go get some now. What have we got here? We'll come back in a shuttle. Alright. At one point they were giving the gold pod skin away for free. I didn't pay for it. I don't know how I have a gold. Is it because I've got so much thingy? How do you lose implants? It's literally in you. You explode and you die. Is there anyone else around? You know, I just realised I didn't even actually...
Warp drive active.
So if I copy these signatures into Wanderer, by just copy pasting, you can see them all in here now. And it doesn't know what they are because I've not scanned them, right? So I can move local over here. I can go routes to things like jitter and other systems. Okay, but what I didn't do was, if I online the Eve Scout folder, I need to go to the high sec. So now I need to look at Eve Scout. Because I don't have any other wormholes. Should have gotten insurance. It's funny you say that. You can actually insure your ship. You can actually insure your ship. I want to go to jitter. 10 jumps, so I need to go out of AZX. Okay. AZX. So this will probably be AZX perch. This will probably be camped.
Warp drive active.
Need to get in at Caldora Shoal. Who would insurance a boob job? Well, some boobs jobs are actually good. I don't have a shoal. I could have bought one on the station, I guess, but if you try and buy anything in Thera, it costs 10 times more than jitter. So you pay 3 million for a standard shoal that costs 30,000. Not the end of the world, I can sort of afford it, but I'm actually just sort of playing around with Wanderer, really. I want to see it working properly. Oh yeah, I need to adjust this as well. I need that to go up there now, back up there. Or I also need to pay attention so I get this bookmark. God, Thera is so wide. Wow, surprisingly it's not being camped. I'm actually quite surprised by that.
Warp drive active.
Think. Click. Hate to wait rock side to side. What are you saying? That you are rich in game? I think I am pretty rich in game, yes. Not like super rich, but pretty rich.
Warp drive active.
Like, I'm not Eve rich. To repeat, like, there's like literally the concept of Eve rich. That's a thing. So now we go to Wanderer. There you go. See the way it did that load? It automatically tracked me. So I jumped from Thera into this 0.6 system, which is high sec, into Joma in Kodar, and it tracked me and automatically created that node. Because wormholes, as Thingy pointed out before, they collapse. And so when you're inside of a wormhole and going from wormhole to wormhole, you need to be able to find your way back. Because there's no in-game map of wormhole space, because it's fluid and doesn't, yeah, it's not mappable effectively. 10 jumps to jitter. What have we got there? What's that? Habazan. Oh, lovely. I love me a bit of Habazan. Thanks, Habazan. Gate check. Give me a gate check on Habazan. This is how in-depth it is, Dragon. There's actually a gate checking system. So I can come in here and go, I'm going from Jome to jitter. Have there been any kills who are decloaked? So at the Haikota gate, there's been 21 kills in the last hour, and they're using Hictors, which is not good. I am actually going out the Haikota gate, so I could probably get in. But yeah, it closes. How it helps you if it tells you that 3 hours ago you used it but closed. If it's closed, then you either need to exit into what I'm now in. What I'm in is effectively known space. We'll just give it a try because I'll just respawn in Thera anyway.
Warp drive active.
Effectively, I'll either have to go into known space and find my way back into Thera, which won't be too big of an issue, because there's a corporation inside of the game called Eve Scout who scan all of the Thera holes down, and so they keep track of where all the holes are. Or you find another way back. But without this kind of system, you are effectively setting yourself up for failure. Route's not set. Oh, okay. I click here to add a route. Jitter. Let's go heck. And that's also go. What? Jitter. Why would you give me? That implies I can add multiple. Keep going. Okay. I might just not understand because I don't understand the game. But having a travel log doesn't sound that helpful if you can't retrace it. You can retrace it because wormholes will stay up for a certain amount of time, as in like upwards of 16 hours to 24 hours. So wormhole space is a bit more hostile in that you have to keep scanning down the chain, as we call it, and what you effectively have to do is ensure. Actually, I can move that down there now because I'm probably not going to be fleeting up much. So that you scan down the chain so that your other corp mates inside of the corporation have that information, and everyone works on keeping that chain active and having intelligence of the wormholes around your wormhole. And it's effectively a game mechanic that encourages self-reliance, and it's a bit harsher. Whereas where I am right now is inside of known space, which has stargates. That's what I'm jumping through. Oh, you go through it. No, it does not keep it up. No, it doesn't. It still collapses. You can actually even force a wormhole to collapse. So these gates. Oops, this is a gate. That's sending me from one. These are static. They never move. They never change. They're just here. Whereas wormholes come and go, and they collapse whether you like it or not after a certain amount of time. But you can also force it to collapse. It's called rolling a hole. And so they've got a mass limitation on them, so you can keep putting ships back and forwards, and you can force it to collapse. It's called raid. Sometimes it's called raid rolling. Some corporations will go, okay, we got this connection. It goes to this nullsec system. There's no content there. We don't want to do that system. So then they'll raid roll it. Oops, daisy. So then they'll raid roll it, so that they get a new one, because a new one will then spawn a few minutes later to another location. So the wormholes have a set of what are called statics, which always spawn, and they always go to a certain class of other system. And if it collapses, another one will spawn up in a few minutes, or if you collapse it, another one will spawn up in a few minutes. And sometimes you have wandering wormhole connections that just come and go, and you might only ever see them once. And when you collapse it, you have to spend time scanning for others to find your way out. Exactly. So it's sort of an internal mechanism within Eve that is it's a gameplay loop. Basically, it's a gameplay mechanic. It's a gameplay loop that people like myself enjoy. We love that sort of dynamicness to it. It's harsh. It's hard. It makes for more interesting gameplay, more interesting footage. Whereas if you go to nullsec, it pretty much hardly ever changes. It's just the same shit. The training queue is real time in Eve as well. Alright, let's try and get into Habazan. See if we die. So this is Habazan Dragon, which is a low sec 0.4 system. Once you drop below 0.5, you enter low sec, and there are no police in low sec, which means that people will, like as you're about to see, will try and kill you. And Habazan's notorious for it because it bridges the gap between one big part of space and the major trade hub called Jisa. So we're going to go into Habazan now. Well, on the other side of this gate could be a camp. and we could die. So there's no camp on this one. But as you can see, there's a ton of drones and bots and ships and things. I've got a perch on the gate where the attacks are currently taking place. So I'm going to warp to that.
Warp drive active.
Sorry, I need to eat food. I need to have breakfast. A bookmark is basically a point in 3D space. You cannot travel to anywhere in 3D space that you want. It has to be some sort of object like a celestial. So it looks like the Hicks are no longer on the gate. Yep. See all the flashing? Look at that load. No, don't use autopilot. Ready? There you go. Holy moly. Whoa, my god. Holy crap. 1 second. I need to switch and record this, sorry. Oh my god. What is going on here? That is a big, big fight. Wow. That is utter mental. There is so much going on there. I don't even know what to look at. Whoa, is that a panther? What the hell? Holy moly, that's one hell of a fight. That is mental. Hang on, is that a Titan? It's a carrier. Oh my god, it's an apostle. I'm sort of a sitting duck as well, so hopefully I don't get killed. We're going to record this for a bit, guys, because this is a fantastic B-roll for me. Holy moly. There's a lot of... there is a lot, yeah. They're in low six, so they could, if they're not scrambled, they could jump drive out.
Warp drive active.
Now I can actually bring the microphone back up as well, so if you're on YouTube you should be okay. Well, that was hilarious. I want to see what gate check says. Are you gonna jump or what? Yeah, okay, what does gate check say? So there's my chain so far. Habarzan has 50 kills in it. Look at that! Oh my god, that is crazy! Oh, it's got the value. The Apostle Lord was worth 6.57 billion-esque. That looks like that was the biggest kill, 6.75 billion. That would be about $50 real money if you were to buy that much ISK in the game. But you would also need to spend several, probably at least 1,500 to 2,000 to get to the skills necessary to be able to fly the ship. 1 billion there on a devoter. Oh my word. That is just obscene. That's just discipline. Hold on, let me check it out. Let's check it out. Go visit. Yay, it works, mate. Oh, very nice. Okay. So you're saying then that if active right now is a node with rarefied or unverified white gold or at that location, that's really cool. That's actually really nice. Good job, Trouble. That's actually really nice. I can see why if you were a gatherer that would be a very, very powerful tool. Definitely a very powerful tool indeed. Oh, I was going to say, you're going to jump on what? Alright, I'm going to keep jumping because I still want to get into this Wanderer. When I started playing, you could use capital ships in high sec. Yeah, I know, man. That's quite a while ago. I wish you still could, to be honest. Like, I sort of get why high sec is... I sort of get the whole high sec thing, not allowing you to do it. Oh, I didn't even look at local. God damn. I actually sort of wish you still could. Biggest challenge was to make JavaScript data handling work with time conversions to go from user to time because it kept pushing in real life. How did you do the conversions? I assume that there was definitely a it's because does Eorzea time effectively boil down to, is it effectively just like UTC? Is it just like a real time zone but they've just renamed it, or is it like maybe Tokyo time? Oh, I see. He's ignoring me now. I see how it is. Trouble is just ignoring me now. I see how it is. I play a little bit of Eve, and he gets annoyed at me. Okay. Fine. Fine. See how it is. 12 hours is exactly 35 minutes. Oh, of course. Oh, my word. So you've got to... Okay. I mean, I'll look at them, but I don't know what I'm looking at because it's... time zones are hard, man. You've done well to build a class out that can do Eorzea time. You might even want to make that an actual library. Just to literally Eorzea time library that people can bring into their own projects. Because I'm telling you now, time zones are hard. I mean, it's true, but still. I mean, if that's the whole thing, then yeah, okay, fair enough. But still. Okay. Alright, alright, alright.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Docking request accepted. Yes. Hey. Where am I? Why am I that? What? That's weird. That's not my bookmark. Right. So if we look at Wanderer now, then, which we're self-hosting, it's used OAuth to keep track of my client location. And then what have we got here? We got 2 deaths. So someone died here for 10,000 ISK. Sorry, yeah, 10,000 ISK. 18 minutes ago, their clone was killed. They were probably an outlaw, and so it's maintained this chain. But what we'll do is we will old expansion data, because it's a lot to import. Yeah, it is a lot to import. What you're doing there is actually quite a huge job. How are you going to get that data? Have you got to? I'm just going to go take a break and make coffee for the wife. Otherwise, I'll be castrated. How'd you get the data? I shall be right back.
Today's forecast. Pirate activity seems higher than usual. Please fly safe as you exit the station.
Today's conscription lottery will be broadcast on all channels.
Jitter train has as much responsibility as your lost to exploit the chat scammers.
Want some action? The thrill of adventure? Satisfy all your tastes without ever allowing harm?
doubling your ISK. Remember, every ISK counts.
Okay, okay, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Be writing it out manually in JSON. Try to crawl past tables from Wiki, but they're not complete either. That's how it looks. 3 JSON files. Alright. Yes, I've done something similar for Eve actually. I had to pull data about wormholes so I could write a custom tool. And yeah. Wiki I don't even think I'm best to find it anymore now. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's pretty difficult to manually parse your way through the chat. Why is this large? Interesting. No one in the chat today. In the YouTube chat. Okay. But it's a good job though. What you've done is pretty goddamn amazing. Alright, so we got into Jitter, that's fine. We're looking at Wanderer. As you can see, it maintained the chain of where it went. Now, high sec chains, I actually kind of like it. Showing me the bouncing around. If you look at local, offline, what does that mean? Oh, yeah, okay, ship name. We don't need ship name. I'm good at spice-driven development. Yeah, exactly. I'm watching on YouTube and on my TV and using Discord for chat. That's pretty cool, Lord. That's pretty cool. When I see something subpar, I make my own version. Yeah, I know what you mean. Spike-driven development. That's pretty funny. I know what you mean. Alright, what do I want to get into? Back into Thera with. Let me find a, the only thing I don't like about this buzzard fit is the line time is not as fast as I'd like. What do I need that for? What? What is that for? I don't need that. What do I need that for? Unfit. I don't need that neither. Oh wow, that's what makes the... Oh, I see, because I opted for a 5mm micro warp drive to get that speed up to 2200, which is pretty goddamn fast. If I drop off the micro warp drive and go with a afterburner, when I see something, what was subpart about Teamcraft? Yeah, it's a fair point. Yeah, bro. What was so bad about it, eh? Huh? Huh? What was so bad about it, bro? Unfit. That was 1, that was 10, that was probably a bit much. What are we looking at there? 840? Yeah, hundreds of trillions of pop-ups and tabs. Right, okay, you just wanted something that was linear and just simple and you just plugged it in and off it went. I guess expanded. Would I need expanded in it? No, you know what? I'm going to unfit that. We're just going to go with the standard sisters. Standard sisters fit. Dig. Sweet. What if I turn that off? What if I unfit that? What if I go micro warp drive? I go back to it. Just slightly over, so I do need that. Well, that. Don't need that. I think that was because of the expanded launcher. Inertial stabilizers. Turn that off. What do you get me down to? Off! Yeah, okay. They make you pretty resilient. A lot of things services have severe scope issues. Yeah, they sort of broaden, don't they? They sort of a lot of online tools for games will broaden. That is something I'm interested in, by the way, is learning how people are making tools to help them play games. That's one of the things I want to cover on the channel is cool tools for making games. I'll definitely be using yours, Trouble. Not having stable fits, yeah, I know. I mean, 3 minutes is a long time. To have that's 3 minutes with absolutely everything activated. Stable. That was like everything was turned on. The AB shouldn't be using much. Oh, it's like a warp drive. What am I talking about? Goes fast though. I do want to cover things like using various tools for playing online games, like, and covering them from a technology perspective. So, if you guys want to put in the everything else games channel, that would be amazing. Let's check this raw chat. Yeah, it's kind of true. Tools that you've used to help you play games. If you put that in the channel, then that would be great, because then I can do videos on it. Current nodes put in, and I've used it myself to farm out my level I-700 gatherer script gear. So cool. I do miss Final Fantasy XIV. An amazing story. Great game. Really great game. Eve just has a certain grit to it, though. That's quite hard to, yeah. Quite hard to ignore. 5 NM. So if we unfit this, let's go back to an afterburner. Go to a 10. Why could you only have a? Okay, can I get a 10? That's probably way too big, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. What do you get me? A49. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I've not done any of the endgame content stuff. That's the problem, you see. Sort of raids they don't overly interest me too much. Eve is pretty goddamn unique in its approach to things, yeah. That there isn't much in the way of other games that are the same. Even that Minecraft server that you mentioned before was clearly very player driven, and the world is very much driven by the people inside of it, but even then, there's just nothing like Eve. It's a very, very unique game. I think I can now unfit this. We can get like a nano thing. What are they called? Nano. God damn it. Still not doing it. Oh, I don't want an inertial stabilizer on nano. God damn it. Should be using Python really, but I'm trying to get it down to sub. The Astero's got like super sub. Can fit a Clover and a Covert Sinus generator. The interdiction nullifier can't go on an Astero, can it? Oh yeah, that's right, I remember now. It can go on the Astero, but you only have 2 high slots. You have to basically pick between a cloak, probe launcher, or an interdiction nullifier. Yeah, line speed is pretty much key, really. In my opinion. This is why the buzzard is so good. What else could I consider? I've got a few fits here that I've got. What do you do? 4-second align time. That's my V2. Fox Scout. Okay. This is probably quite quick. 4-second align time. Velocity optimizers. Yeah. Survey probe launcher. Oh, that was for doing something else. I think this is my main one, I think. But it was based on being able to go very, very fast in a straight line too. My brain with Eve, I just took your ability to read. I just took your ability to read for 5 seconds. When is the 5 seconds over? I need to read again. Okay. Not looking at that image again because I need to maintain my ability to read. I can't read it again. I know it'll take away my ability to read. What do you mean? No? But I can read? I can read again because I'm not looking at the image. I'm looking around the image, not at the image. What other options are there? I could get in a stealth bomber, but then I'd just be able to blap things really bad. Well, relatively well, but no. It took you a bit to read because you failed to read it correctly. Oh, I read it fine. I understand that the words are jumbled around. I get it, but that's not how the brain works when you're as intelligent as me. You can work out these meme traps in a near instant. Alright? I know your tricks, dragon. I know your tricks. You cannot defeat me on my kung fu style reading ability. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I believe it is your trick. I believe it is, and you're being a big poopy bumhole. Heavy neutron blaster 2s. What? Why can't I? Oh, really? I don't have to training for that. 23 days. Suck it. Suck it. Could get back on my Tango again, but I mean, that thing is expensive. Yeah. I don't know what I just did, but I did something. What are you doing? Sensor boosters. Oh yeah, that's full on. Sensor boosters. Good God. Oh, it's my Explorer gang. That's why. So, slower line time, relatively fast, but this is literally designed. Yeah, so this one is literally designed for taking out very small frigate-sized ships, so like other explorers in space. I've got some ideas around my 2 characters though, my 3 characters in Eve. Some narrative, story-driven ideas that I want to go over. So I need to write them up. But they'll be based around Sisters of Eve stuff. I like that it's got hams, yeah, so they'll apply fairly well with the slowdown of the ship. Status weapon fire, drastically reducing the thingy of the ship. I could probably actually pop off one of these and go with an interdiction. Nullifier. Modules. Don't have the right subsystem fit, so I can't covert reconfiguration, acceleration. Oh yeah, so I have the obfuscation manifold. I don't have the ever played Screeps? No, what the hell's that? Sounds illegal. Sounds like an illegal game. Sounds illegal. Sounds illegal. Hey, sounds illegal. Oh, I can't fit one. Okay. I use a Tengu and a Marauder and a Mercurial. I generally avoid things like this. MMORTS sandbox for programmers. Ooh. MMO sandbox will go. Okay, I mean scripting. Oh yeah, is this where you program the little bots to like play the game? Yeah, okay. It's an open source game for programmers where in the core mechanics of programming your unit's AI, you control your colony by writing JavaScript. Yeah, these are really cool ideas. I was going to create I was going to use Neo4j to create a graph database of a small sort of complex solar system, and then expose it with an API. Expose an API in front of it where you can issue commands to your ship to like move it around, and then use it as a programming aid for teaching kids how to code, where they can move the ship around and they can fight each other, but there's no visual element to it. It's up to them to create that visual element, because some of them use like Unreal Engine in school to make games. And so I was thinking, well, if it's just an API, right, you could create like a simple, doesn't have to be live 3D, but you could create like a 3D game where you just bounce back and forwards. Mark Newell, hi, thanks for all your interesting WoW private server videos. Really been helpful for me. Not a problem, mate. Not a problem at all. Let me just get that text a little bigger. Let me know if there's any particular video that you need to see, Mark, like if you need help with anything in particular. But yeah, these I think these kind of things are really cool. They're really good for kids, for learning to code. Really good for kids. My eyeballs, oh my god. Let's have a look at the tutorial. Scripts. Game UI, basic scripting, upgrading, simulation mode. Okay. Sounds good. Game UI and basic scripting, sure. Light mode, scatter. Blah. Okay, start. Oh god, what's going on? I like that you. Okay, there we go. Oh, okay. Spawn. Plan to run my own just for testing and learning on a Raspberry Pi. Wow, that'll be pretty brutal. Raspberry Pi. Ooh. Azeroth Call on a Raspberry Pi. That's gonna be tight. You're probably gonna need at least 8 gig of RAM. Alright, what are we doing here? Destroy this structure. What structure? That structure? That's where I spawn. What's that? Oh, I've got to destroy that structure. That's a source. Room controller. Okay, memory. Console. I just farted. I doubt it will ever run on a Pi 1. Yeah, it might be a bit limited, that. Construct. A wall. A road. Oh, right, okay. I'm gonna make a bit of a road, but not a road. And you're not my dad, so you can't tell me that I can't create the road, so I'm gonna do that. Looks crap. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to finding, the low spec limit. The iPad can run 1.12 just for testing. Give it a shot, man, that'll be interesting. There's no way of finding out by other than actually just doing. Apparently in my chat on Discord, Mark, someone said that Digital Storm has a guide for Azeroth Core on a Pi 4/Pi 5, so maybe that is useful. That is Digital Storm. Very cool. What am I doing? Choose a location. Okay. Don't want to do that anymore now. What the? Okay. Ah! Eh! What happened? Okay, what am I looking at? View pan, okay. Oh, eh. How do I program it? View memory. Memory root. What do I do? Enter a code in this field. Run it once. Type anything in this field and press enter. Oh my god. Into what? Into this field? Hello. There we go. Undefined. Hello. Click the cushion at the top. Oh, that's what I was looking for. What's this? Oh yeah. Okay. There's a link for you, Mark. In the chat. I think it means the script tab. Yeah, I think it does mean the script tab. Outrageous. Okay, cool. So it's like function. Can you just like move? Or have I got to get like spawn one? Yeah, my Pi 1 will struggle, I think. My Tinkerboard is equivalent to a RPi 3 specs. If the RPi 1 can run it on 512 meg and 1 core, 800 megahertz, I will be shocked. But the other Tinker blah blah blah. Thanks for the link. No worries. No worries, Mark. The link is yours to freely use. Okay. Copy image, don't do that. Spawn. Player owner. Player 1. View memory. Destroy the structure. Is this the script for the whole game? For inside of the game loop function. Add normal module, add binary module. Oh my god. It's a binary module. In console for live tests. Oh, okay. There it goes. Okay. Game.spot. Whoa, wow, 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 wow. You can see all the characters of your creep, all of the characteristics of your creep and other objects by utilizing the view action. Okay, view. Got it. Creep. Owner. ID. Name. Position. Hits. Suicide? No. Don't do it! Yeah, you've been looks like you've been watching a good resource. I assume you don't spawn in a loop. Well, it depends what you want to do in the loop. If you look in the loop and then you go, this event happened, therefore spawn, then you would. Yes, let's go back to Bob. I'm in Jitter. Let's come out of Jitter and just find a wormhole. Let's go with an NI on here, which is fitted, and then let's buy. Let's save it. Save it. I'll save it. Okay. I think that was. Okay, where did it go? Oh, it's that one there. That one there. Okay, it's buy all. What are we looking at? 529 mil. Okay. I think I've got a Tango in here though, actually. No, I lost a Tango recently, actually. I've got a Widow. I've got two Widows. Got one in Thera. Prospect. A Panther. Another Black Ops. 3 Manticores. A Golem. 2 Crucifiers, a Bantam, a Cruiser called Babyface McGee, a Heavy Assault Cruiser called AO, and a Stero, a Hauler, a Shuttle, and a Capsule. I'm in the Capsule now, obviously. What's going on? No shit. Alright, we're gonna go with 5,000 missiles here. Get a grip on your life. Pretty much gonna leave everything precision scripts. Why is there only one? Don't you have? Why is there a missile precision script? There's no. That's odd. The sensor boosters, but I don't need precision script because it must be inside of the friggin' hold precision script. Is there a range script as well? What about Tengu, covert ops? Yeah, there's a range script, that's odd. Resolution script makes more sense. Not sure why you need 4 though. And then what have you got in terms of module? Definitely not going to need combats probes because I know I've got those. I've probably actually got most of this stuff just stuffed away somewhere. Yeah, okay, cool, bye. I'm the wrong character. Oh, I'm using the corp wallet, that's why. Use my personal wallet. Do you still lose skill? You do not do that anymore. You do not lose skill points when you die in a T3C anymore. That used to be the case, but it is not the case. Alright. Let's have a look. Tengu, Tengu, Tengu. We're going to build it. What should we call the Tengu? We're not going to call it Boated McBoat Face. What should we call it? Tengu McTengu Face? It's not going to be called Bob, because the server's already called Bob. Yeah, you certainly... It's an interesting mechanic to take away skill points, because even from a lore perspective it just doesn't make sense. Like, why would you lose them? You're in a clone. It actually doesn't even make sense. Ugnet? Okay. Ship's called Ugnet. That's how everyone will see it, and it's your fault. Enjoy the cinematic. Hope you enjoyed the cinematic. It is just Tengu backwards. It is new. Yeah, they added it very, very recently, actually. Very recently. Fitting. You gotta fit my ship for me, baby. Thanking you very much. So that's the Explorer Gank version. It's got a big massive forehead to headbutt explorers with. I knew I had combat probes in there. They've got all the sister stuff in here as well. Anyway, what I want to do is get into it. Oh, what's in here? Why does it put stuff in here? Ah, yes, I brought in a load of stuff from nullsec, and so now there's a boatload of stuff in here. There we go. Sisters Core scanner probes, 104. That's how many I just keep buying over and over. You know the way you forget you've bought something and then you just dump them in? Why have you... ammo other. Why have you brought in multiple? That doesn't make any sense. You've also not... Oh, okay, I guess there's enough in there for... Alright, what are we looking at here? 5-second align time. That's not too bad for a ship of this size. Double check. Ammo, backup ammo, more combat probes as well. Cloak, intersection nullifier, web of fires, scram, micro warp drive, sensor boosters. Let's get out. Let's do an insta undock load. Watch this. I prefer to do it this way. I prefer to come into first person mode and then see the bookmark and then go boom. And then you insta dock, insta undock. And then you can cloak. Let's group all those weapons up. Alright, cool. Let's get these things in effect here, actually. Alright, you want to scram before you web. And then you want to Sensor boosts before you fire missiles. There we go. Sweet. Set up properly. There's our lovely ship cloaked. That's new as well. Well, that was a bookmark. So I had a bookmark. So I don't. It might be new, but that was just a bookmark. Do you mean first person view? Right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work out if there are any wormhole signatures, just to effectively show people what that sort of looks like. How far are we from Jitter? 2 for AU. Yeah, that's good. We'll just burst that way for security. Recloak again. Sweet. And then we'll bring up the solar system map and we'll scan this signature and we'll see what it is. We'll see if it's a wormhole, and if it is, we'll go through it. I don't think it will be a wormhole. Thanks, Trouble. Sleep well, mate. Thanks for coming over. I really liked your JavaScript tool. We will cover it in a video. Thank you. Love you. Mwah. 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 Okay. Are people still getting ganked in Jitter? Hell yeah. If it makes the ganker money, hell yeah. Or if it's just fun. A Pith Roblox asteroid mining site. Let's go to that. Just for 1 out of 10. Okay. I've got a PvP fit ship, but I should be good. So if I grab that now, copy paste that signature, and come back to Wanderer, I'm in Jitter. If I paste it, it goes okay, and it updates these signatures here of what they are, who it was added by, when it was added, etc. These are routes outside of the system. And so it makes it possible to track those things, right? I'm probably not going to be able to go into this because I'm in a Tengu. Ship's probably too big. Yeah, way too big. That's okay. So what we'll do is we'll bounce off to somewhere else. So let's have a look at the map. And we'll bounce off to somewhere else so we can see the tool working. So let's go to this point 3 here. What have we got to go through to get the Tama? Oh, okay. Tama will be a good test. Let's see if we die. Do you still have to collect your probes, or so they auto? Apparently they auto return now, and I think drones. I don't think drones do though. I always just do it anyway. There's actually a suspect in the system here, somewhere. There's flashing red here as a criminal. In local for Jitter, but they could be inside of the structure, so I can't get to them. I'd love to be able to get to them though. Alright, we'll jump a few systems and then we'll try and find a wormhole, and then we'll go back into it, and then we'll see the benefit of... Even if we just jump a few, then we can definitely see... Dragon will be able to see an example of being able to, like, backwards map. You still need to use bookmarks though in-game. So, which I'll demonstrate, but, like, it's tracking me fine, Jitter, blah blah blah, it's moving me forward. But it's not going to give me a bookmark that allows me to warp back to the wormhole. Well, that will become clear very shortly. Still just want to be a cat girl, Dragon? Yeah, is that what you want to do? Still just want to be a cat girl, or do you want to be a space girl? Why not both? Why not both? Why not be a cat girl in space? Yeah. Totes. That signature could be a wormhole. Let's go into low sec. Let's get dangerous. Alright. Why not both? Indeed. Alright. So, Wanderer is written in, I believe, in TypeScript as well, and what it's effectively used is so it's used OAuth in order to authenticate the character, stored obviously a token in some sort of encrypted vault, which is why you needed all those cloak keys and things, and then it has it's then talking to the Eve API in order to constantly probe where my character is. And then it's updating that, obviously updating itself in the map. So I'm here and it should see me jump. So there's no kills in here. There's been 2 in here. Someone's pod, 2 pods got killed, one from int and one from slow. Init's a pretty well known gankers though, so that doesn't surprise me at all. So before we jump into Tama, let's do a gate check. And we'll just do wherever we are now. Let's do Tama. Let's have a look. Tama has 1 kill at this exact gate. Sweet. Let's see if we get killed.
Drive active.
Let's see what happens, baby. We've got a pretty good align time. We've got a covert ops cloak. They could smart bomb. My EHP isn't the best. 16k. It's pretty fragile for a. Oh, it's Elixir pipe. Oh, I thought it was written in. Oh, I think the front end's written in TypeScript. So it's Elixir Phoenix application backed by Postgres. Yeah, nice. I was looking at the code, but I must have been looking at the front end, and I just assumed that they did the back end in TypeScript as well. Which is obviously super silly of me. So, yeah, that guy's but in a badger, he's going to jump soon. Okay, cool. We got 1 cosmic signature.
Warp drive active.
So, we're good. No camps just yet. See if we... Well, the good thing about low sec is you can't fire up interdiction bubble, so you can't use like flycatchers or mobile warp bubble structures and things, which is good. So I like that Wanderer is probably now like, dude, what the hell? Like, you've just gone in a massive straight line, which is not wrong. I have gone in a big straight line. It's not wrong. There's some rats. Rats. Elixir and Phoenix. I wonder if the Phoenix is the front end library or the like sort of web library. I've never used Elixir. Wonder what the appeal would be. I don't really need. Oh yeah, we're in a faction warfare system. I think those are faction warfare systems. Kaldor is small. Yeah, faction warfare system. Right. There's a few people in this system. One's dangerous. One's a criminal, I think. Suspect. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting how it tracks it. I wonder if it's WebSocket based as well. I don't know if the Eve API has a WebSocket component where you can listen for events, or whether you've just got to poll the API. Phoenix is a web framework. All right, cool. All right, that's cool. Thank you for letting me know. I could go and camp at those faction warfare entry sites at the gates, but you can't cloak, I don't think. And I don't have the range. Pretty certain I've got quite low range. Oh, 22k, that's not too bad. What's my sensor range? So the sensor booster range, oh, that makes sense. They don't really have a range, do they? Venus to 10k, I can scram at 10k, okay. Okay, we've got enough signatures in here. What's this random spot? Let's go to that and see what that looks like.
Warp drive active.
And drop some nodes while we're out as well. And let's scan these signatures. Hey Lord, were you in a wormhole corp then? Did you do a lot of wormholes? Or did you mainly stay in like K-space? And Dragon, have you done any Elixir? Elixir is a weird looking from... Yeah, it is pretty strange. I'm going to go ahead and guess that it's... I'm 100 off from a gate. Why is that just a random spot? That's weird. Just go to a moon or something, dude.
Warp drive active.
That's a weird... That's not even safe. God damn it. Control B, safety. There we go, just the middle of space will do. Oh, there's a wormhole. Cool. We'll just go into any wormhole, right? Just so we can see Wonder react to that. And then we'll use that information along with bookmarks to get our way back out again.
Warp drive active.
Unstable wormhole. So what I would do now is I would copy paste these signatures into Wonder because we're in here. They come through. Fantastic. You can see it's got down on the bottom left, barely see it anyway, but it says RTI 805, which is the signature, and then it's found the group, which is a wormhole, so it knows it's a wormhole, and it was added seconds ago by me. So what we've got to do now is we've got to go to that wormhole on... Let's walk within 70 of it. Let's not get too close just
Warp
yet.
drive active.
And then we'll create a second perch, which expires in a few hours. And then we'll warp to the perch so that we can walk back to it. You can't walk to anything that's closer than 150k from your ship. So you have to be 150k or away, further away. So let's have a look at it then. Show info. Won't last another day. It's a large ship. Okay. We don't know where it goes to. So we can come in and we double click here. We can go type. We can go to K162. We say we don't know where it goes. It's not AOL yet, but we can save that information. So now what I can do is go back to that perch I just created.
Warp drive active.
Stealth bomber and low sec, nice. You might have to teach me a few tricks then, because I've got a few manticores there. I want to learn how to do that. Like what? Map state.ex, let's have a look. Def module, wonder API.map.state.do. Okay. Use domain. It looks like it's a functional language. Maybe. No, maybe not. Action do. Actions do default. Yeah. I wonder whether... I often wonder why people choose languages. Or why people design languages that are like difficult for... Like if you can't... In my opinion, if you can't just look at the language and start reading the code with a very basic sort of computer understanding of basic computer science, I feel like the language is wrong. It's been poorly designed. So we're going to go in RTI. So we'll jump into here. And we have no idea what's on the other side. Completely blind. Could be people waiting for me. And there are not. So now we go back to Wanderer. It should be like, hey, what did you just do? So there you go. So it was like, oh, you jumped into that system. You're now in this 20206, which is great. What I might be able to do now is go leads to the system I just jumped to, 2026. I can say it leads to that system. Therefore, we know that that's now there. So it's loaded up, and now I know that this is a C3 system, which is actually quite a nice system to be in. So now what I do is I bookmark that wormhole to U210. I save it, and I just say it's like, I call it home, for example. So I'd go, I'd just go 1 hour high sec. I'd say expire in a couple of days. My pro's about to run dry, so then I'd warp to this moon, cloak, drop nodes down, set them 1 AU, center them on my ship, and then analyze. And then they'll analyze that wormhole perfectly, and they'll give me that signature. Whoops. Did you add that to the wrong system? I did. Yikes. Okay. They went to the wrong signature, but that's okay. So I put them inside of here. So I go from, please go between those two windows, thank you. So now I can click on that and go, and it's updated that, and now we know that's the wormhole, but we know that that's the wormhole that takes us back. So we know it's this low-sec one, and it leads to that system, because we just come from there, right? So now I'm keeping track externally outside of the game what signatures lead where, and the benefit of that, Dragon, is other people in your corporation can come in, and then they can come in and use this map to determine where you are and where you need to be. And if they come inside this wormhole, they can use that information so that they don't have to scan them down. They can use the bookmarks in game, which are also shareable with other people, and they can avoid having to do the scanning themselves. Declare 4 API routes. So that's what's happening, is it? In that file. I guess that makes sense. Go and look at Haskell. Go and look at Haskell, baby. Really? Learn COBOL. Make loads of money working for archaic banks. I wonder if there's anyone in this system. Do the ship modules still get a dirty look from flying them? I don't know, actually. I do know they get a kill. I think certain ship hulls get kill marks on them after PvP. Even if it had nothing to do with what I was actually learning. Yeah, that's uni for you. Uni's like, cool, give us a couple of grand. Like, sweet, okay, giving you a couple of grand. They're like, sweet. So you're gonna learn some cool stuff. It's like, nice, 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 nice. Okay, where do we start? And they're like, yeah, okay. So what you do is you buy these books. Okay. Oh, I've got to buy them. You don't. No, we don't give them to you. You got to buy them. Oh, okay, cool. So you buy them, and then they go, okay, cool. Now fuck off and read them, and then we'll test you in 3 years. You're like, thanks. It's really good. That was really really useful. Thanks. Clean your ship. You can clean it. Oh, that option's still there, Lord. So it's possibly still a thing. It is possibly still a thing, without a doubt. Alright, so what we're seeing here is this application is able to track these things. So I'm going to put these signatures in, bookmark these sites, and then I'm going to keep going and see where I end up. See if we can find someone to kill or be killed by. It's a relic site. Could be worth billions. Could be actually. Could be a Sansa site, which would be worth a lot of money. What's going on here? Daily goal complete. Thanks. Brilliant. Forgotten perimeter. That's got rats in it, so that's no good. I can't hack anything anyway. I don't have the analyzers for it. Not fitted anyway. He was a CAD teacher. He wanted us to understand how a CAD software works, so he taught us Pascal with some graphics library to do CAD. Okay. Yeah. It sounds to me like they were like, "Hey, Bill, you've done some programming, right?" It's like, "Yeah, okay, cool. You're head of computer science now." And then he just sort of went, "Okay," and then Googled CAD teacher resources for computer science. Just got job. And then someone said, "Oh, why not write CAD software in Pascal?" Wow. He wasn't supposed to teach it. Oh, right, okay. He wasn't supposed to teach you programming. He was supposed to teach it. Oh, God. I wonder if he was... I wonder if he was trying to teach you first principles. Like, if you understand the deeper fundamentals, then like, if you can build your own CAD software, then you just get CAD, which isn't true. Have there been any major changes to EVE in the past 5 to 10 years? I've only been playing for a couple of years. Gameplay graphics is an interesting one that you point out, because I think they literally did just release a graphics update. It's got a few glitches, Like people like facial hair on models isn't appearing. Just, I play a female character and my female character doesn't have facial hair, so that's fine. But I think they've done a lot of work to shift graphics over to the GPU. It sort of works. Like I'm at a pretty high-end GPU and I'm getting 64 frames a second. It's 7900 XTX. Shouldn't be getting that. Should be getting much better, but here we are today. And so they have done a bit, yeah, but a lot in 5 to 10 years. Yeah, a lot's changed. In 5 to 10 years, yeah, a hell of a lot. Most professional CAD softwares use a lot of REPL. So instead of a hotkey to mirror a drawing, you would type the command with the exact values you need. Okay. Totally rebuild the game engine quite. Did they really? I actually want to know more about what Eve's made of internally. C++, like what the back end is, so on and so on. I think that would be really, really interesting to do a video on that. Right, so now we go and we know, based on our thingy over here, that GX is a... actually, I used to have these sorted by... Yeah, they're sorted by ID, so they're always the same. So now we need to go and look at KKO. So we need to warp within 100.
Warp drive active.
And then just go... I just do P for now, perch. And it's set to expire in a few hours. So in a sense, known program principles could work, helping say, yeah, that's very true. How are you looking, sir? How are you feeling? Won't last another day. It's not EOL though. Okay. Let's say, then let's go KK out. Oh, let's go 2 out, KKO. We don't know where it goes. We also didn't know what this one was called, but now we know it's GXJ. Two, 1 out. Oh, that's 1 in actually. That's 1 in towards high sec. If we consider high sec to be our home. And this one goes 1, technically 2 out towards an unknown location. Let's go look at the other wormhole.
Warp drive active.
But only if you can recognize and be able to adapt the knowledge. I think so. I don't think... I can see why teaching you programming principles would help with REPL. A REPL based interface, but... I don't know. I think like teaching you to use the tool is probably more important than like teaching you how the friggin' REPL loop was built. That's what the Widow used to look like. Wow. Look how blocky it is. Wow, that's so cool. There's actually a private server emulation. Hey, Lord, did you know that? EVMU. It like replicates like a really old version of the game. It's very buggy as well. I take it ray tracing is a dream, not real. Is it? No ray tracing in Eve. That's pretty nice. Probably quite a nice idea though. Did you see the battle before, Mark? Did you see the battle that we went to in Abarzan? Let's go to... Let's bookmark this one now. Enter wormhole. I don't want to enter anyone's hole. Oh my god. VUU. And we don't know where it goes. Cool. Alright, we'll go to the other one first. We'll go to... KKO.
Warp drive active.
It's a cool project. It's a bit buggy. You can play it. And they say, oh, we can't give you the client, but then if you search hard enough, you can find the client. And it's a bit buggy, but it works. We almost missed the battle, mate. I can actually show you in a sec. Let's just jump. Because I am... in space. So if you look Dragon, there's just more cosmic signatures here. And so you just keep going and going and going, basically. And so that's why Wanderer helps, because it's like, well, where did you just go? Okay, so I'm going to organize these in this way to say I just went that way. And then I went that way, now I'm in a C2 called blah 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 blah. So if I go back to here and go, I jump through here, I can go, it led to this one. It goes, okay. And now it updates that, so someone else in my corporation can have access to this via OAuth and can then use the same information. I'm going to use it because I just want to get used to it. So if I just save this wormhole, if we do 1 in, 2 in to a C3, we don't know the signature that we're, and we know it goes to a C3. Actually, if we capture these as well while we're here. I should have got the signature that goes back, but that's okay. Now we know where that goes. No, not necessarily useless, no. Because I can use it to still go, okay, if I'm in this wormhole, all I have available to me in game is effectively just flat bookmarks. So I can use bookmarks to go, oh, okay, well, yeah, I mean, I guess if I use this bookmark, I go back in the direction I came, and if I use this one, I go forward in the direction that I came. And so I could use bookmarks in a very linear fashion, but there's no in-game representation of like this, where it's effectively 3D and says, oh, okay, this is what 3D space looks like for you. This is where you are, and here's where you've been. I wish that would just constantly stop. Let's go try this wormhole. So it's still a 3D representation. Well, it's still 2D, but it gives you a map representation that you can use to go, this is where I've been, and this is where I want to get to, and then you can look at the jumps that you need to make to get there. Because you only really know at any one point, if you've bookmarked everything and scanned everything down around you, you only really know, without a lot of work, what the structure looks like of the locations that you have to go to. If you want to go 4 or 5 jumps, trying to work out what bookmarks you got to do ahead of time to get there is more work. So I went through VV-View. Oh, we got some people in here. Saber, Guardian, Lashak, Guardian. Interesting, let's go do some scouting. So now we went in here. It's a C5, so yeah, cool. It's not automatically popping up a box though to be like, oh, you just jumped, where did it go to? Being in a C5 is a risky business though. But I like it. I like it a lot. I'm gonna go 2 inbound. We know it just goes to that C3. Great. And then what we'll do, I'll just go to a moon and create a deep fake. We'll analyze that signature. We'll just create a random safety. That'll do. And then we'll warp to it. So now we know rad. So now we know that this signature rad is that's the wormhole if we need to get back again. And we will do, because we're in a C5 and there's some dangerous people in here. Need to find the structures that they're at. That'll be quite interesting. That looks Chinese and Russian at the same time. It's weird. Let's go to this safety. So we go back to Wanderer, click on here, update the signatures, and we know that that goes to 206. Let me just stop recording for a second. And then start recording again. Sweet. And then what I can do is go to home, recordings, YouTube unsorted, and then the one just now. Tis It is a Amiga 15 gig. Me getting ready. So here we go, Mark. Let me. We got into Eve. We started flying around, and then where we got to was Habazen. There we go. So we got into Habazen. It's going to be a bit meta, isn't it? Because you're going to be looking at a stream of the stream. It's pretty mad. Well, there you go. Deal with it. And popcorn. You get your popcorn out, dude. You're going to love this. So where are we going to here? Yeah, so now we're going to the Gate Perch. So we're in Habazen, which is a big ganking system. And when we got there, we'll have a look at the bar on the right, where it shows you all of the pilots that are in the system. So at first I'm like, oh, there's no one here. Oh, okay, cool, the gankers have gone. Sweet, I can probably just jump through. And then bang. And then all of a sudden there was just like all of these ships, and I'm like, that is a massive, massive gate camp. That is a huge gate camp. That is insane. So now I'm like, okay. So I'm like, let's zoom in on that. And it's just a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal fight. Old ship models. Oh my god, Lord. What is that? That is crazy. They're so much nicer now. I'm pretty privileged to be. Yeah, here we go, Mark. Just this enormous fight. I'm gonna pull all the footage out and just make a quick composite of it. Look at that bad boy. It's a carrier. That thing explodes. Spoiler alert, lol. I've just taken the sound off, it's just... Madness. Kaboom. I am so happy I grabbed that footage. With no UI, full B-roll mode. Absolutely chuffed I was able to get that. Yeah, definitely a good E fireworks display for sure. I'm also glad I muted my microphone so that I can still talk to you on Discord. But unfortunately you wouldn't have heard it via YouTube, but I was just like, yeah, YouTube can wait, I'm afraid. I need to grab a clean audio stream of this. God damn. Yeah. Very cool indeed. So there's my scanner probes. We're out, we've got another wormhole. Oh wow, it's 10 o'clock, let's end the stream soon. It's been I've hit my 3 hours. But yeah, so anyway, yeah. That's Wanderer. And so that's using OAuth to basically track where you're moving through the system. And it's actually quite helpful as a wormholer. That's alright, Mark. I'll put up a video of it. I'll stitch all the nice stuff together and I'll create a little composite of it. But yeah, no problem. Yeah. So these are the kind of tools I want to find and use, because one of the things I do find really fascinating, and I think is a good way to learn how to program, because we've got Azeroth Core, right, and we're playing around with Python, and we're adding libraries and stuff, and we've got a basic structure going, and we can add quests in, and we can mod the game. But one thing I've always been fascinated by are tools that help you play a particular game, or just help you play a game. I personally find that quite interesting, that people take a game so seriously and so passionate about that game that they would go to the lengths of building a tool. Like, this is a complex tool. Like, I couldn't code this. Like, this is quite a complex tool. I couldn't write this tool. I wouldn't know where to start with this. Oh, actually. Okay, so that's another thing as well, Dragon. Down the bottom here, I've got a route to Jira. Like, how do I get back to Jira? And it's telling me, including wormholes, how I would get there. And it's saying you need to jump into 2026, J142026, which is this system. I'm in this system. And then if I jump through there to here, I can then go from what's that? Rietsaito, and I can go through to Jira. I think you're underestimating himself. Well, I don't know. I'm not very good with graphics programming. I could probably brute force it, get it working, and then I could probably then optimize it from there. So maybe. I'm not very good with UI. UI's hard, man. UI's like really hard. Yeah, it's visual, right? It's a hard thing to do. It's always a hard thing to do. But yeah. So are there any what does that do? Cool. Are there any tools? Register. Ah, it's like a signature added connection. Ah, it's an audit log. Very cool. Are there any tools that we can look at that effectively we can review and look at from a tech perspective about how they help play a game? And are there any tools we could write as well? In fact, if I go to Coulter Navis site ISK value calculator, I'll try if I oh, I know where I can find it actually. It'd be interesting to see if it comes up. Anyway, it doesn't. Okay, coulternavis.net. I'll just go to my old core website, and then I created this tool. Should still be valid. Yeah, that's fine, whatever. It's just using HTTP basically. So if I come over to here, back to Eve, I'm in this C5 system, right? With all these Russians and Chinese people. If I now get all of the combat anomalies out of here, the core garrisons, etc., and then I just paste them in, it tells me that this total system value, just from a PvE perspective, we watch a tool every week. Ha ha ha, very funny, tit. The value, total ish value of this, that's quite a good one actually, well done. Total ish value of this C5 is 1.4 billion isk. So if I completed these sites, if I came in and completed these sites, here's how I would complete the site. Blah blah. Like I made this as just JavaScript, and it's going back to you're such a tit. You got me with that one, Lord. That was pretty funny, must admit. I wrote this to basically help me and my core, like, farm C2, C3, C4s, like, what does it look like in terms of value? Is it worth doing? And also information on the ways, like, how do you do a core garrison, C5 core garrison? I'll get 253 million ISK based on EVE Uni statistics, and here are the ships. Here's what the wave looks like. This one's the trigger. So you should get about 5 of these, so maybe kill 4 of them if you have to, although they are cruisers, so you probably want to get rid of... Oh yeah, you'd get rid of the sentry towers first, and then you'd get rid of 4 of these, and then you get rid of these little frigates, and then when you're ready for the next wave to come, you would kill the last trigger, and that would trigger this wave to come through. So tools like this fascinate me, in terms of the dev docs for EVE are quite... Yeah, it's a very old game, and CCP, the team behind it in Iceland, are interesting. They have quite the reputation. They have quite the reputation. Yeah. I wonder if that group are in Lashak. Lashak's a pretty gnarly ship. Pretty nice ship as well. It's a big battleship. Look how cool that is. Look how cool that is. That is so nice. That's so nice. such a cool like idea. That's like a weapons core. So I think with these trig ships, I think what they do is they ramp up their DPS. It ramps up. It just keeps ramping up and keeps going and going and going. I wonder if Bjork plays or played Eve. Good question. Maybe she did the music for it. Imagine how creative that would be. Every time your ship fired its weapon, it made like a Bjork inspired sound. I think that would be a little mental. But some of the ships are just so cool. All those years ago, we just had mission reports. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You had it hard back in the day, dude. It's a little easier now. It is a little easier now. Wow. Oh, you can create skins now, Lord. So you see all the skins you can apply? You can actually create... Wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. You can actually create your own skins now. They've got a built-in skinner tool. And you can create skins. And you can sell them as well for ISK and Plex, I think. In-game, obviously. Very cool. Alright, cool. I'm gonna call it a day. It's late for you. It's just gone midnight, Lord. It's way past your bedtime, young man. As for you, Dragon, it's not as... oh yeah, you're in Europe as well. It's even later for you, isn't it? Mark Newell, 2 AM. Oh yeah, you're in Eastern... You're closer to Eastern Europe, like Central Europe. Mark Newell, good night. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. I'm glad I enabled the live chat now on the YouTube, so I can at least... It's not too bad, not too hard to monitor. It's a bit more difficult to get on the video. That's why I have the Discord chat on there. But there we are. And so yeah, I'm very interested in the types of tools that help people play games. So if you're keen for it, I'm more than happy to review them. If we just need a list of them, even make some tools for programming. Because the WoW stuff is interesting and everything. But also there's lots of other games out there, and if you can write tools to make them easier to play and make them more enjoyable, then that sounds like a good way to teach other people how to code. So there we go. Does that include mods? Maybe. I think, yeah, maybe. I think mainly external tools, I think. Like web-based technology, because what we gotta think about the type of people that we're teaching and the skills that we're teaching them, right? And I think if we teach them like Python, web-based tech, networking, Linux, we're putting them in a better position to get a job, right? Whereas if we teach them how to create something inside of World of Warcraft, then it's Lua. Thanks, Mark. See you, mate. Then I think if we teach someone like Lua so they can create like a WoW add-on, then they'll learn to code. They'll learn the concept of coding, but it's not an immediately transferable skill. Whereas if they create like a web-based interface to Minecraft that has like a recipe builder in it, that makes it better. That's easier and better than the built-in one, and helps you track and build recipes easier. Then that's good, right? Because you're building skills that are transferable. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Python on the back end, SQL, a database, the networking involved in that, the client-server model. You got to host it, you got to run it on a Linux system. I think that's a good idea. We just got to find one. I can run for Eve, because I'm playing Eve, so I may as well probably take that route. But I'm happy to do other things too. Happy to do other things too. We can also create the space API on Neo4j on a graph database and create a game that way. We can continue with the WoW stuff. The WoW stuff is cool. We have options. Thank you so much for joining me again. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Dragon. I see that Trouble has gone offline. He just doesn't love me. He just doesn't love me. Doesn't love me like you guys do. Ah, it's a cat girl. That's cute. Yeah, what do you mean? What do you mean? Which part of all of that, Lord, would you think he'd love? Like build like the WoW stuff, or like building out something? Neo4j, Chris. Neo4j. Neo4j. Yep, bit of graph database. That would be really cool, I think. Building out a graph database, having a cluster REST API in front of it that just takes commands on your ship, and then you can move it around. I wish I was a young man. I know what you mean, Lord. I know what you mean. I just had to keep being this incredibly handsome god that I am. But I do know what you mean. Yeah. Alright. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, what's left of it, or your early mornings. Do sleep, dragon, please. Thank you, Chris. Yes, Neo4j for the win. Thank you, Mark. He's probably gone offline now. Thank you, Lord God Grucho. Thank you, Dragon. Trouble is probably disconnected because he doesn't love me. And I disagreed with him slightly. Okay, bye. See you next week.